Buddy, we are back for another NFL Thursday night football game, and we got our bets, we got our picks, we got our plays for this game. We got the Rams at San Francisco, and we got a divisional game. We got a pretty good game ahead of us. We got some good lines to take, some good bets to take, and that's what we're going to do for you today here. So, to start off, we're going to look at the practice reports for both teams. We're going to come here and we're going to look at the Rams. Not really any big offensive players on the injured list right now. So it looks like everyone offensively is good to go. I mean, Tyler Higbee, but he's been out for a while. So we're good there. Then we're going to come take a look at San Francisco, look at the injury report. Nick Bosa's questionable back-to-back DNPs, and then a limited, so that could play a role in the game. Isaac Guerrero, questionable, again, back-to-back DNPs, and a limited. Trent Williams is out, so we'll see if that plays a factor into it, but I don't know how much it will, other than the 49ers run game. I'm assuming they'll have Isaac Guerrero go, but you never know. If he doesn't, we can take a look here at the Niners depth chart, see who would be next up. It'd be Patrick Taylor. So not necessarily a great option, but not a terrible option either, as we have seen them do before. But getting right into it, we're going to start off on the Rams side of the ball. We're going to go Puka Nacua with 88 receiving yards. Puka Nacua has just been absolutely torching anybody and everybody. And with the San Francisco defense not being the best, especially in the secondary. And look at the defensive ratings here, going passing with the Niners. 2,500 yards, 17 touchdowns, 6.6 yards per attempt. People can pass against them. People like to. We've definitely seen them be beat through the air before. So I wouldn't be surprised if Puka has a big game through the air. His receptions at 8, though, I don't feel terrible about, but I feel a little iffy about it, being he went 9-5-12. It seems he either has a big game or kind of just a mid game, as in reception-wise. So I like his yards are the best. I won't be surprised if a touchdown as well. I mean, last game he got one on the ground even. So I like Puka a lot, receiving yard wise there. George Kittle, after a bad game with only one catch for 7 yards, we saw him get involved heavily with six targets, 6 catches for 150 yards. I wouldn't be surprised if he does that again. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets 5 receptions or a touchdown or goes over 60 yards. I like his yards again the most here, probably at 60. Taking a look at the passing defense for the Rams, we're going to come down here. People like to pass him about the same amount as the 49ers. 8 yards down the field per attempt, or 8 yards per attempt with 3,000 yards. 23 passing touchdowns against them. Their secondary is not great, but yes, it has improved. So we'll see. We'll see how they play tonight. But I like George Kittle, especially Brandon Ayuk down. George Kittle takes a bigger role. Deebo Samuel not playing his best, which, in fact, like fantasy-wise, he's unstartable. We could even look at his yards here and maybe take a lower, just because, we'll go here and we'll look at Deebo Samuel's game log, and last 4 games, he hasn't gone over 22 yards. Um, go 5 and he hit 62. Go back 7 and he's only gone over it twice with a complete 0 of a game. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him maybe have a bigger role, or even just go over that against not the greatest Rams defense. But also on the Niners side of the ball, we could maybe see, where is it? Ricky Pearsall. I know he only went 2 for 1 for 5 and 1 for 0 for 0. But as I said, not a great Rams defense, and they need to get people involved. I think he at least has 2 catches. I think he at least has 16 or 17 yards. We can go back here again and look at Ricky and his game log. Going back to when he came in his first 3 games of 5 targets, 4 targets, 6 targets, and then all topping that 17-yard mark. I don't hate it. Especially against a divisional game, it's basically a must-win for them to even have a chance at the playoffs. But if anyone's going to benefit, it's going to be Jauan Jennings. I don't hate his yards at 67.5, or even his receptions necessarily. I would maybe bump it down to 4.5, but Jauan Jennings has been taking the most advantage of the situation he's been given, and I expect him to probably keep doing that, probably with the yards tonight. And then going up, missing a big player, obviously, Kyren Williams. Not necessarily duds of games. I mean, he's been scoring touchdowns in the last 3. He's gotten more involved in the passing game, 1 of 9, 2 for 10. 29 rushing attempts against Buffalo, though, is an absurd amount of carries for him. So I don't expect him to have another game like that. 10.5 receiving yards. I would expect that to go lower. 2.5 receptions, again lower, but I wouldn't take it just because it's a multiplier. But I don't hate his over on rushing yards. We're gonna take a quick look at just the Niners' last few games. We're gonna go against Buffalo here. We're gonna take a look at that one. James Cook had 107 yards rushing on the ground. Green Bay, Josh Jacobs had 106. Going to Seattle, probably not the greatest of games, but Kenneth Walker had 54 yards still on 14 carries. And one more game to Tampa, where Bucky had 73 and Rashad had 31. We can even take a quick look at the Chicago game here. DeAndre Swift had 38 yards. He got absolutely stuffed. But I don't know. Looking at those 4 games, I mean, it shows you can run against this Niners defense. Especially 19 rushing touchdowns. I love Kyren to get a touchdown there. I like his yards. I like both of those plays there. I wouldn't be surprised if both of them hit. But also the 17.5 attempts. We can see in these last 2 games here at 15, 16. We can even go look at his game log here. Besides this game, 15, 16, 15, 15, and then we're back up to 22 in an overtime game, 23 in a shootout with Minnesota, and then 21 in a shootout with Las Vegas, and then 22 shootout, and then, yeah. So I don't hate thinking he'll go lower than 17.5. But if there's anything I like better, I like his yards and his rushing touchdown. Now, we're going to have a little fun here. We're going to come down and we're going to look at the kickers. Where is it? Jake Moody here. Let's see here. What do we like from him? Probably his kicking points. I wouldn't be against bringing it down to 6.5, but I also don't hate the idea of 2 field goals from him, although it's just 1-1-1 all the way down. So there's not a ton I love there. I would say, if anything, probably the kicking points, and I wouldn't be against bringing it down to 6.5. Because if he makes 1 field goal again, then he needs 5 extra points. So there's not a lot I love from Jake Moody. Could take his lower maybe, but I'm not sure with him. And then where is the Rams kicker? Joshua Carty. I might just search him up here. There he is. All right, so we got 6.5 kicking points, 2.5 extra points made, 1.5 field goals made. Probably his kicking points again here. I mean, looking at the last 3 games, it looks like they don't kick many field goals. If not, he misses them. And 2.5 extra points means that they're going to score 3 times. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, but I like his kicking points more. And then I feel like I'm missing a big player in Cooper Kupp here. I wouldn't be against taking his yards as well, but as we can see here, he can have low yardage games, but still high receptions, touchdown, low yardage, 3 receptions. Kind of a stinker of a game there from him against New Orleans, but I probably like his touchdown. I don't love his reception line at 6.5. I mean, like I said, low reception, big yardage, low yardage, big reception. So I would say probably, if anything, I just like his touchdown the most. And then, yeah, that's what I like from Cooper. But anyways, yeah, that's the Thursday night football game of the Rams at the 49ers. I ran through a few numbers with the practice reports, the defenses. You can see here the spread, total, all that kind of stuff. If you are into those bets, make sure to go follow the Twitter here. This is where I post all of my bets that I take, and any wins that I have. And then last thing, I forgot to mention in the video last week, but if you sign up on Underdog, use my link. Either I'll post it on Twitter again, or in the description of the video, and you'll get your first deposit matched all the way up to $1,000. I believe. I'll double check that, but I think that's what it is. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to comment. Let me know what you guys want to see. If you guys want to see more like actual game picks, certain lines being taken, like if you want to see a kicker line, I can definitely do that. But I'll run through the picks one more time. And then, yeah. So we got Puka Nacua, 88.5 receiving yards, higher. George Kittle, 60.5 higher. Juwan Jennings, 67.5 higher. Kyron to get a touchdown, and Cooper Kupp to get a touchdown. So there's the 5 picks for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on Saturday for the Sunday football games. Peace.